All right, hello everybody. I hope the first video of our week has helped out those at home. We're going to continue to post these videos here, so trying to keep these videos short and straight to the point. We'll just get started. So this is something out of the book that we're going to cover in class. So remotely, I figured we could go through this through a video. So we're going to start with the spiral review, which is in your book, and we're looking at some equivalent fractions, and it says find the equivalent fraction. So what we have to do is use what they gave us, and what they gave us was that 7 and 21. So with that, there's a product that we multiplied 7 times something to get 21, and that's 3. So we have to go up here and do the same exact thing to 3 and do 3 times 3, and we end up with 9 over 21. All right. Same thing with number 21. We're going to look at what does 6 multiply by to give us 24. And if we multiply 6 times 4, we end up with 24. So we have to do the same thing with the 1, because whatever we do to the top, we do to the bottom, and vice versa, the bottom to the top. And we end up with 4 there. Okay. And if you want, you can pause for a second and try 22 if you want to hit pause on the video. And we're going to do the same thing, except we're looking at the numerator now. So we look at the numerator and we see that 4 times a number gives us 28, and that number is 7. So we do the same thing with the bottom again, and to get our final solution there, we do 5 times 7, and we end up with 35. Okay. Moving down, we have some word problems, and it says here the Sanchez family is going on vacation. If they drive for 3 hours at the posted speed limit, which we have right here as 65, how many miles will they travel? And this is just your basic multiplication problem, where we take the speed limit and we multiply it times the hours that they traveled. And what you'll do is you can use a calculator if you want to write this out too. It's always good to practice your multiplication from 5th grade. We end up with 195 miles traveled. Okay. All right, moving to the next one. Everett made 3/5 of the baskets he shot. Suppose he shot 60 baskets. How many did he make? Now, the key word here is of. That lets me know that I'm going to have to take 3/5 and multiply that by 60. And when we multiply fractions, we can just put that 1 underneath 60, because 60 is a whole number. We can give it that denominator of 1. So what we do is we just multiply straight across, and we get 180 over 5. All right, and because 5 does divide into 180, we can type that in our calculator, and we can get the result of 36. Okay. Number 25 operates the same way. We have a total of 36 students, and it says here of. There's our keyword that, okay, I'm going to have to multiply these fractions. So what I'm going to do is take 36 and put that over 1. And then I'm going to multiply that times 5 over 12. All right, and if we go in our calculators and type that out, we end up with 180 over 12. And we can divide that also, just like we did with number 24, and we end up with 15 as the amount of girls in the classroom. Okay, our next activity finds us with diagrams and modeling with math, and we're using a bar diagram. So for the hands-on activity, it says a package of 5 crackers contains 205 calories. How many calories are in one cracker? So I'm going to follow step 1, and it says to draw a bar diagram to represent 205 calories. Divide the bar diagram into 5 equal sections to represent crackers. I like a ruler for this, but since I'm doing this on a tablet, we'll try and get it as nice and close as we can to 5 sections. Okay, so now that we have our 5 sections, we know that each section is going to be 1 cracker. So we can write that in there. Okay, and they want to know how many calories are in one cracker. Okay, but since we have a total of 5 crackers, whoops, we're going to go ahead and take the total amount of calories, which is 205, and we're going to divide that by 5. And we're showing our division as a fraction or a ratio because that's what our chapter is about right now in this lesson that we're covering. So when we take 205 and divide it by 5, we end up with 41. So there are 41 calories inside of one cracker. Okay? So what we can do is kind of just read on, and it says label the first section 1 cracker, determine the number of calories in 1 cracker. So 1 cracker contains 41 calories. Okay, our last hands-on activity is going to go the same way as our last one. I always encourage you to pause, hit the pause button, and try and do your work first before you watch me actually solve the problem. So if you want to hit pause, you can go ahead and find out how we actually solve hands-on activity 3 and do it yourself, and then you can watch how we actually solve it. All right, so what we're going to do first is, let's read the question. It says a bottle of body wash costs $2.88. All right, so we're going to put that here, $2.88. Okay, so we're going to have a decimal in this one. Now, it contains 12 ounces, so we're going to divide the bar diagram into 12 equal sections so we can represent our 12 ounces. Okay? And if we look at the whole diagram itself, that is $2.88. All right, so just like we did with the crackers, we're going to have to divide this into 12 equal sections. And again, it's kind of harder on a tablet doing this, but we'll try and do it our best. I like using a ruler when I do the bar diagrams, but we'll try our best digitally to see if we've got it. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's doesn't look that bad. As you can see, these look a little bit smaller than normal over on this side, but they all are the same size, and it's hard to get that when you are doing this digitally. But needless to say, each one of these sections represents 1 ounce. And I should have about 12 ounces here once I get this filled out. We have 1 ounce per square. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we assume that these are all equal parts. It's just hard with the tablet trying to get those all equally drawn. So what I need to do is I need to figure out how much 1 ounce of this body wash costs. So we got to figure out how many boxes do we have here. And we have 12 boxes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the $2.88, make sure you leave that decimal in there, and you're going to divide that by 12. And what you'll get should be a decimal. So we type in our calculators 2.88 and divide that by 12. And we end up with 0.24. And in the real world, we know that as 24 cents. Just 1 cent short of a quarter. Okay? So within step 2, we labeled the first section 1 ounce. Okay? And we found out that 1 ounce of body wash costs 24 cents.